Competition is none. I'm the sole survivor. MCs get live, but I get live. Competition is none. Plays into the theme today. First of all, yo, welcome to another fabulous episode of Eazystar's Variety Society. Having fun with y'all. One, I want to continue. I spoke about the natural success. Last time we got together, and I broke the ego. The natural ego and then the natural success, but I didn't really get into any practical discussion of how you would actually apply what I described as a natural success. You might need to go check my old video, my last video, the natural success. Bringing it down to earth, we started with the spirit of being able to pick fruit from the tree, as opposed to somebody scooped up all the fruits, pulled out weapons on you and was like, yo, you got to do what I tell you, you know what I'm saying, in order to get any of these fruits. You know what I'm saying? The more you tell me, the more you show that you good at doing what I tell you to do, you can get more fruits. You're not going to get it. You're like, yo, how you going to live and not submit to the matrix, basically? Because the system pretty much notches you down and ties you down at the points of all survival needs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a designed attack against those who would seek to live fruit from the tree. It's a designed attack. So that everyone kind of has to funnel into the system. I think the best way to stay true to it at this point is either way you live. Survival means live off the land. Somebody that can live off the land, they forced to, they constantly dealing with knowledge of themselves all the time. You know what I'm saying? Constantly connected and plugged in with the me, myself, and I, not just the I and the me, as the matrix kind of takes away the self from you, as we'll discuss a little later. The only challenge with that, and let me state, I'm not just speaking off of extrapolating logic. I actually put it to the task. And saying that, I actually was like, yo, I'm not getting no job. I'm rolling strictly off of my divine purpose. I did that for like 2 or 3 years. I was definitely off the radar, and I was cool with it, and I was getting universal spirit work done, accomplished, in fact, at a higher rate of speed. But basically, I learned how to live off of the land. Basically, the nature always is going to dominate the matrix. It's just whether you're going to have your eye on it or not, whether you have the faith or not. And whether you put yourself in a position to expect natural to overcome the unnatural. You know what I mean? And I was able, like food is easy to come by. Maybe I'll do another segment on that. Things you need to survive. You can always find a place to rest your head. You can live off the land, and don't want to get too deep into techniques or whatnot. But as I got to that, I was just like, forget the matrix, forget the system. Like, they don't got, it's a non, in this sphere right here, in this sphere, it's a non-factor. You know what I mean? You talking all that, yeah, yada, yada. when I'm talking to people, I'm sifting out all that matrix stuff, and it's like, whatever you say that's pure spirit, that's the only thing I'm dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? I have pretty much winged it out good. But the thing that I noticed is that as far as, all right, picking fruit from the tree, as we discussed last time, and then you get that community feeling of all for one and one for all. Well, I was such a rare commodity spiritually. You know what I mean? It was difficult to find a community, a stable community. If I kept it moving, I could always pop here and there and build little, relationships right here, but it had a time limit on it because those people weren't on the same program I was on, as far as like ditching the matrix. So that you had to keep it moving, but it was kind of difficult to find a community to kind of work with and practice that one for all and all for one spirit with. Basically, as I gained knowledge of myself and knowledge of my purpose, since there was a lack of community, there was a lack of opportunities to share my purpose. And I figure you can't really, you don't want to, because I could, you don't really want to isolate yourself that much. So basically, you're going to have to brace up and, let's just say, deal with this matrix system that we in. The first thing you need to do is accept the matrix is unnatural. I'm going to say two things at once. And you want to, through nature, through the natural spirit, you want to discover yourself and your purpose. Now, let me find, since I know this is unnatural, what's natural? Who am I? And why would I be here? What is all the indication pointing toward why I'm here, my purpose? You know what I'm saying? Now, when you accept the matrix is unnatural, I separated condition from the unconditional. But on balance, the conditions are temporary, material, temporal thinking situations, and that more is under the matrix spirit category. You know what I'm saying? There's that spirit of the unnatural. And then there's the unconditional. Like you say, love is unconditional. Pretty much everything that's natural is going to be natural, stay natural. You know, it's inclined to, through the continuum, to stay consistent. You know what I mean? And when you accept the matrix is unnatural, the next thing I think that happens is you begin to sift those things. Okay, this is a condition, and this is the way it is. Basically, this is natural. You know what I'm saying? And this is the condition. And you at those points, you can actually, being proactive, looking at it, it's like, all right, these conditional things are things that I can actually apply my power to, my natural power to, and change. Innovate. You can change it. It is conditional. You know what I mean? So you can change it. What I found is, all right, so the system's materialistic, and pretty much the universal element or atom through the whole thing is money in our system, right? So you kind of have to navigate through that. Money, again, is just a conditional situation. It's just an element. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you is working to serve money like I'm working to get this much of money. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. The more money I got, the more I'm able to continue my addiction to the conditions and not even care about or, you know, place myself in a position to be in the unconditional and the natural. The matrix still has to include certain, like, natural nature. It still has to include nature in it, or it won't hold. Like, it won't. It's like a good lie. A good lie is surrounded in a whole bunch of truth, and you go like the little bit of lie. So basically, what I'm saying is, there's enough true nature in the matrix, or that the matrix attaches itself to, for you to attach yourself to, as far as there's enough natural, you know what I'm saying, for you to attach yourself to, and you can try to like swivel off, pivot off that unnatural stuff as you handling and dealing with that matrix system. Purpose. Do your purpose. Let's just jump into it. Do your purpose. Regardless. God put you on the planet butt naked. What he put you here with was enough. That's part of the thing you got to accept when you know, discover yourself. You know what I'm saying? What you have is enough. The more you put on material like that over there, you're not focused on this here. Like, I am this. And you're saying, I need that, I want that, I desire that. And you're not focusing, you give away a bit of yourself every time you play that game right there. But when you stick with your purpose and you do your purpose, not only are you satisfying universal spiritual requirements, to say the least, or deeds or execution, you are also putting yourself in position to maneuver through the matrix on the natural nuances that it has to have. You follow your purpose, you're able not only to handle it on the spiritual side, you're handling it on the material side. But you got it in order instead. You see what I'm saying? produce using your purpose. Like, as you do your purpose and as you make that impression on the universe, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna attract. The universe is gonna, like karma, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The magnetic attraction thing. You're gonna attract some resources to further continue producing things along the line of your purpose. Resources will come, and it's up to you to stay true in the natural spirit, and so you can have access to that creativity, and be able to utilize those resources to keep keep that purpose momentum building up. You know what I'm saying? Also, what I find is work is work. When it's done, and it's undeniable. Somebody will find the value in that work and them products, and they're gonna need that, right? If they you find ways to be able to barter is basically what I'm leading up to. That's what I found. This was even before eventually I told myself, all right, you can get jobs, but I'll get to that in a moment. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I was like, nah, I'm doing all me. I'm rolling on my own G. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, table. But anyways, I'm rolling on my own G. That was it. I set my will fixed to it because it was unsatisfactory for me to just, okay, I'm going to just fall in line with the matrix and just be like everybody else doing it. Yeah, maybe I can excel and try to be an excellent matrix person. But to me, that was for one, it might be too easy, cheating. You know what I'm saying? And for another, it was just yo, my spirit no. And I'm true. I was like, I gotta be true to myself. And in fact, it's a better story. You know what I'm saying? Synchronicity. Synchronicity is based, some people, recognize that as, yo, I got signs. I had to follow my signs. The universe gave me signs here and there. And basically, that's all synchronicity is, just to keep it general and keep it moving. Also, that's another tool nature gives you. All those things built up and, gave me, I was able to continue. It was like, I'm not stifled. I'm not stopped. I can get through this. You know what I mean? My will is still in full effect. Yeah. So competition is none. At that point, synchronicity will also lead you and bump you into certain people. And while you're going through the matrix, you can also hold that spirit, and you can also begin to form a community. You know what I'm saying? You get to form, and it's true. You know how they say, I only have a handful of friends and things of that nature. There's some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? There's some, especially when you're dealing with you separating spirits from natural and unnatural, unconditional to conditional. That unconditional circle is going to be, I don't want to limit you, but it's got to be a tight circle. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't find the community, you can't find that communion with that, with that unconditional spirit, you stay true to self and your purpose. Then you just roll it without the community for a little bit. You don't force the community at the sacrifice of giving up your natural and your unconditioned, and yourself. You don't do that. You gotta keep yourself. So the next thing I want to talk about is you take what the defense gives you. Is the way I want to slide into it. It's the matrix also protects. It's also protected, and it protects itself from the natural being able to regain its natural momentum and dominant. In order for it to hold, it has to constantly be patching. Okay, the nature is about to leak through here. The nature is about to leak through here and dominate. Nature is about to leak through. So if they plugging up that hole right here, there's some other holes open. You know what I'm saying? Take those holes. Take what the defense give you. Okay, then the matrix will be like, all right, two hands. You know what I'm saying? They always up the ante. You know what I'm saying? Two hands. There's always that hole over there. At any given time, no matter how they try to plug up something, they got to take one hand off of something. You know what I mean? The defense always going to have something for you to take. You know what I'm saying? Take what the defense give you. After you do all of that and you flowing, you know what I'm saying? The next step is, all right, I don't want to be just like whatever the defense give me. What about what I want to, what I want to do? You know what I'm saying? Which is still, if you're being true to self, you're still accomplishing that to a point, but there's a more advanced point of it where it's like, you don't have to be so defensive minded or worrying about some more unnatural stuff. You want to apply pressure and apply resistance against the unnatural spirit. The unnatural, the matrix thing, that. what it seeks to do, what I see it does is, it declaws, say you my man the tiger right here, you know what I'm saying? The matrix take your claws out and your teeth out, you know what I'm saying? So you have no way to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Kind of water you down, easy to be programmed, right? And they hit you off with a bunch of mushy gushy stuff, and I'm saying that emotion is a big part of the game. You understand? I'm not trying to minimize it at all. Emotion is a big part of the game. Sense, intuition, a real big. So if you don't have your teeth and your claws, there's no way in heck you can apply pressure against the unnatural spirit. You know what I'm saying? So you stuck, you unnatural because your claws and your teeth took them from you. You're already on your way to be like, even if your mind is still holding on to hopes of holding a natural spirit, you holding some residuals of it. You know what I'm saying? You're really not natural at that point. So, like, you do not have the power to fight back. You do not have the power to protect yourself. Yourself. You don't want to give yourself away. You don't have to give yourself away. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to fear what the next man fears, so that you do give up yourself. These claws and teeth, you know what I'm saying? Martial art, keep them off you. Get out. You got to go. So, and proof of that, just to show proof, like, look at our society with all this materialistic glory we have. We're one of the most unhealthy societies out there, right? And it's because, like in nature, an organism has an immune system, so to speak. And the immune system don't be like, oh, I'm gonna a virus come in and be like, I'm gonna love you until you turn. No, the immune system be like, wow, get out of here, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a little bit more nuanced than that. It send out certain specific chemicals, you know what I'm saying, to minimize the collateral damage. Maybe that's a better way to look at it right there. You know what I'm saying? But the immune system is basically your claws and teeth on the inside, and you gotta have your claws and your teeth with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, you turn your other cheek all the time, man, you're just gonna have marks all over your whole face. And when your face, we need to apply a pressure and a resistance against that unnatural spirit. And what you won't be, because basically it works like this. You can be true to yourself as an individual. You might have your small group, but the maximum potential power is when the masses of the people actually are natural. You see what I'm saying? That exponentially now there's more opportunities for connection. There's more actually people doing things to impress the universe in a way where the vibration in the universe is like, hey, it's more and more natural. The universe feels it and freeing it up. You know what I'm saying? To be able to serve you. You know what I'm saying? And as it serves you more, you can serve it back more. So it's important to not only just like you gotta know the matrix is unnatural, and you gotta claim that nature. You gotta claim it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to. Through the whole thing, though, if I could say anything, keep moving forward and keep hold of your spiritual consistency. Taking it back to the top, natural versus the unnatural spirit. Because this is, at any given moment, when you to yourself, if you remember anything from this discussion, wait on when the options hit you in the head and you gotta decide, like, okay, what is unnatural and what is natural? I'm rolling with the natural consistently. You know what I'm saying? You do that, you might even be in some bad roads, heading into some bad places. But if you true to yourself, eventually you will recognize and come to, like, what you wasn't aware of before, nature will kind of make you aware of that, and you will have an opportunity to change your mind and change your spirit to the natural spirit. So at least be consistent to the natural spirit. That is my practical discussion. I don't even know what to call it other than the discussion. Try to open up some thoughts, free some thoughts up, introduce some thoughts in my you know what I'm saying? I want to put some claws on, like, I need to get the nature back. You know what I'm saying? We all need to get the nature back. It benefits us all. You know what I'm saying? So holla at ya.